Hey everybody, it's Laurie Blomer here. It is Sunday, February 25th, and we're here for this week's card pull for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. Welcome back if you've been following along every week. For those of you who are new to watching, welcome. I just pull a card, generally one, sometimes two, but just a helpful lens through which to look through the experiences of our life for the purpose of spiritual growth. So spiritual reflection, spiritual inspiration is how I characterize it. This is a card deck that I'm working with that I pulled up from a few weeks back. I just felt like working with it again. In the last 2 weeks, we had some heavy hitting cards for reflection and hopefully inspiration. And I promised I'd be working with a warmer and fuzzier deck this week, and so I will. We're back to Colette Baron-Reid's Spirit Animal Oracle. I really love this deck. There are a variety of animals in it, and there's 68 cards, so it's a big deck. And there are numbers in it and just beautiful imagery. And I've been shuffling as I'm talking, so I'm just going to pull a card. When I feel like I'm done shuffling and have kind of locked in with the energy. By energy, by the way, I mean sincere feeling. Or I've really locked into the sincere feeling about what my query is. Because you can ask a question, but have your heart not really be in it yet and have your mind be a little bit distracted. But I'm focusing on inspiration this week. Pulling a few from the center as I typically do. Going to split the cards, and where my thumb lands, it's going to be the card that we're going to pull. So it's this one, and that card is, oh my gosh, Bat Spirit. We've seen this one literally just a few weeks ago. 68 cards. This is the one I pulled, and I promise you, I shuffled the deck very well before I got on camera, and certainly since I've been on camera. I love this card. As I said before, the Hanged Man is what this one reflects back to in tarot. Card number 5 in numerology is a number of inspiration. Well, it's a number of transformation, adventure, change, the unexpected. And this bat is poised and ready. So it's very interesting that this one should come up again. So if you've seen it before, it's back. If you haven't seen it before, it's an interesting card for reflection. Just like to point out the fact that he's ready to drop, he's ready to go. He's got a wing out, and he's got 1 foot released from what he's hanging on. And the idea of a rebirth to me means he may be dropping back into action as bats do when they drop from their resting point where they rest upside down. But he's coming out a different bat as a result of that rest he's been taking. You know what? I'm going to pick a second card as a clarifier, just to ask Spirit, what else would you want to know for this week for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration? It doesn't negate the first card. I look at them both together. So I'm picking another one. My thumb is on this one, and the card is Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. How interesting that we have a mammal that flies, and we also have a bird, which obviously flies as well. You know, when I think of hawks, this is what jumps out to me for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration is, first of all, they take a higher level vantage point. They're not generally observing things from the ground. They're observing things from up above. So he's taking a higher vantage point. This one's kind of in pause, and he's literally looking at it from a different vantage point by looking from things from an upside down angle. So I think both of them are an opportunity to pause. Neither of them are flying right now. The hawk is not in motion either. We've got number 32 here, which interestingly, when you add the 3 and the 2 together in numerology, that's a 5 as well. So I see some interesting cards here that are kind of at a pause in action, taking a look at kind of all perspectives, a higher level perspective, an upside down perspective, and taking pause before you take action. Let Spirit be your guide as a ticket to assuring a rebirth that is in line with your spirit. So let Spirit be your guide to me always means there may be the presenting circumstances, and then there is what my intuition, what my gut is telling me rather at that level as to what right action is. So what an interesting set of cards for your inspiration. And the whole idea that bats and birds, hawks, they defy gravity. They fly high. And they're both pausing. So anyway, lots to chew on here, and I'm going to continue to digest this throughout the course of the week, but how interesting. And both of them Drilling down to number 5, again, 5 is change. It's adventure, can be unexpected, but think new territory. So I would sum it up this way. This is my inspiration for the week, is that right now I may feel like I'm on a pause. I may need a pause. But the idea of saying, let me look at this from a variety of different angles, including the highest level of perspective I can get, before I take action. Especially if I'm looking to head in a new direction, I need to look at things differently. So there you go. Lots more to unpack. By all means, I encourage you to sit with these 2 cards and say, what resonates with me? So honor your own intuition, your own instincts, and pay attention to how this week unfolds. It's going to be interesting. Love to hear from you. Would love to work with you. My name is Laurie Blomer. My website is laurieblomer.com. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. And again, I hope you have an inspired week, and be very interesting to see what comes up next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Take care.